Speaking in London, China's defense attaché to the UK, Major General Su Guanghui, said, "If the US and UK join hands in a challenge or violated the sovereignty and territorial integrity of China, that would be hostile action." Liu Xiaoming, China's ambassador to the UK, stated that China would never seek hegemony, expansion, or a sphere of influence. He added, "The South China Sea is a vast ocean. We have no objection to people sailing around there, but do not enter Chinese territorial waters within 12 nautical miles. If you don't do that, there shouldn't be a problem. The South China Sea is wide enough to have free navigation of shipping." Britain's Defense Minister Gavin Williamson had revealed earlier that the country's new aircraft carrier, HMS Queen Elizabeth, will go to the Pacific on its first operational mission. Though Williamson did not specify what parts of Asia-Pacific the carrier would transit, but all developments point to the South China Sea. In this context, it's to be remembered that Royal Navy amphibious assault ship HMS Albion navigated close to the Chinese-claimed Paracel Islands in the South China Sea last year, and on that occasion, Beijing called it a provocative action. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why China is panicked by Britain's plan to send HMS Queen Elizabeth to the South China Sea. So, let us get started. This video is sponsored by War Thunder, the most comprehensive military vehicle online game for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, in which you can go to battle on more than 1,200 playable aircraft, tanks, helicopters, and ships from the 1930s to the 1990s. The game has an amazing attention to detail and focuses on a realistic combat experience, which is why knowing your vehicles and skill really makes a difference. It's easy to get into, and all you need to play is nothing more but your mouse and keyboard or controller. Immerse yourself in cross-platform combat with more than 20 million other military vehicle enthusiasts from all over the world. Download and play War Thunder for free using the link in the description below, and also get a free bonus tank, aircraft, or ship, and 3 days of premium account. China claims most of the South China Sea. It's said that it has indisputable sovereignty over the area. Vietnam, Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan have disputed those claims. The route is significant, as about $5 trillion in trade through shipping passes each year. Countries like the US, Japan, UK, and India have no claims in the area and want freedom of navigation, as per international maritime laws. China has tried imposing a unilateral decision as per which all ships and aircraft navigating in the area need to identify itself to the Chinese Navy. Viewers may note that the Philippines approached International Tribunal for arbitration and argued that Chinese activity in the region was violating international law. On July 12, 2016, judges at Hague Tribunal completely rejected China's claims over the waters and stated that China's claim that it enjoyed historical rights over the South China Sea is incorrect. China has built up military infrastructure in the islands, which includes reinforced aircraft hangars at different parts of the disputed territories. Not only this, YJ-12 anti-ship missile and HQ-9 surface-to-air missiles have been deployed. The YJ-12 has a speed of around Mach 2 if launched from low altitude, and up to Mach 3.2 if launched from high altitude. It has a maximum range of 380 kilometers or 236 miles, depending on launch altitude, so it can be fired from far off. A saturation attack by YJ-12s will be hard to defend against, even by advanced defenses of the US military. The HQ-9 is China's new generation medium to long-range active radar homing surface-to-air missile. The missile has a total mass of almost 2 tons and a length of 6.8 meters. The missile is equipped with a 180-kilogram warhead, has a maximum speed of Mach 4.2, and has a maximum range of 200 kilometers or 124 miles. The system could target aircraft, drones, and cruise missiles, potentially making it dangerous for the U.S. Air Force to enter the airspace protected by it. In a speech to the Royal United Services Institute think tank in London, Williamson has said that HMS Queen Elizabeth would also make appearances in the Mediterranean and Middle East apart from the Asia-Pacific. Williamson added, "The UK is a global power with truly global interest. We must be prepared to compete for our interests and our values far, far from home." He added that it ventures into a region where China is developing its modern military capability and its commercial power. Williamson said Britain would consider permanent new bases in the Asia-Pacific and Caribbean to exert power globally. Viewers may note that he had earlier indicated the same in an interview with the Sunday Telegraph late last year. He stated, "For us, global engagement is not a reflex reaction to leaving the European Union, it's about a permanent presence." The Queen Elizabeth class is a class of 2 aircraft carriers of the United Kingdom's Royal Navy. HMS Queen Elizabeth, the lead ship of this class, has been commissioned in 2017. The second, HMS Prince of Wales, is scheduled for commissioning in 2020. Each will displace 65,000 tons and has a length of 280 meters. Engine configuration of Queen Elizabeth class is as follows: 2 Rolls-Royce Marine Trent MT-30 36 megawatt, that's 48,000 horsepower, gas turbine engine. 4 Wärtsilä 38 11.6 megawatt, 15,600 horsepower, marine diesel engines. It has a speed of about 26 knots or 48 kilometers per hour and a range of 10,000 nautical miles or 18,520 kilometers. HMS Queen Elizabeth will have Lockheed Martin F-35B Lightning II as its main strike aircraft. The F-35 is a family of single-seat, single-engine, all-weather stealth multi-role fighters. The 5th-generation combat aircraft is designed to perform ground attack and air superiority missions. The F-35B is the short takeoff and vertical landing (STOVL) variant of the aircraft, designed to be operated from aircraft carriers. F-35 is developed from the ground up to be stealthy. Its external structure is designed to deflect signals away from the emitting radar, which makes it hard to detect or track. This is done by having no sharp edges or protruding elements and having a smooth external curvature. Also, it has a coating of RAM, radar-absorbing material, that reduces the number of signals being reflected. F-35 has the lowest radar cross-section, RCS, against X-band radars. It's stealthy from front and rear. Against S-band radar, it's stealthy from the narrow front aspect. Against L-band radar, the limited reduction is achieved from direct front. Classified techniques have also been used to reduce the heat signature of F-35. This thermal profile management of the jet makes it difficult for infrared, IR, homing missiles to target it. It is a very low observable (LO) platform in reality, unlike some of its so-called competitors. For example, the Chinese Chengdu J-20 got exposed last year. Indian pilots on Russian-made Su-30 MKIs from Indian Airspace managed to detect and track the new Chinese jets when they were conducting flight training over Tibet. British F-35Bs will be armed with several weapons like Meteor, ASRAM, Paveway 4, Spear 3 to name a few. It's expected that HMS Queen Elizabeth accommodate 36 F-35B Lightning II fighters. Chinese desire to control the whole of the South China Sea could result in being increasingly seen as a bully by its neighbors. Even a country like Japan is now rearming itself with offensive capability to counter China. America has time and again called on other nations to carry freedom of navigation exercises in the South China Sea. It seems now that Britain will play its part. Britain's plan of deploying HMS Queen Elizabeth carrying F-35Bs is an indication that it's ready to use major military assets in the region to counter China. The overall scenario could get stacked against China in the coming days, keeping in view that American military already has a clear focus on the region.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.